Alright, just realized that my camera just turned off as I was getting this stuff going. But you can see I've got my rocket mass heater is going back here. My trout is finished, so I'm not going to have to rake any more coals under it. Just adding a few more twigs in here. I mean, really, like, these are just twigs. And this thing is going to boil our water really quickly. So, let me show you what's been going on. So, the trout is done. I'm gonna go ahead, pull that rock off, and here, got my rocket mass heater right in here. I think you can see. Yes. Okay. We need to add in a little bit bigger sticks. It's hard to do this one-handed. No, go down. Go down. Yeah, so let's grab my pot and let's go grab some water. All right, so here at this little creek, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some water. Let's see, not wearing waterproof boots. I hope you can see that. Just got some of this. Ooh, there's a little floaty guy in there. Let's dump that one out. Don't need to eat any little floaties. Look like a little pollywog, little tadpole. All right, here we go. So, all right. So, got this thing with a nice bit of water. Whoop. There it is. And I'm gonna get back here to camp. I could carry this water steadily. I don't know why I left the top of it at home. These things happen, you know? So, well, at least I still have most of it. Checking on my rocket mass. It is going. I'm just gonna get this off. So, check that out. Beautiful. Yeah. Just gonna. Whew, that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot. Okay. Feed this a little bit more. And just gonna place my water right on top, set you down So I have some, so I get my hands free to eat some delicious trout. You guys are missing out on that. Is that stable? I think that's stable. As long as we don't get a big wind. Alright. So, I'm gonna just take some hemlock. Go ahead. I'm just dropping it right in there. No big D. Hemlock. It's great with a little bit of honey. This water's gonna start steaming quick, I can tell. So that's stream water. Stream water is really cold right now, probably 30-ish degrees. I hope that you can see the fire. It's right here underneath it. So that's going. It's a beautiful thing. Getting this fire built back up. So I love the rocket mast design. So it burns almost smokeless because it burns so hot. So it's a great design to have inside of a shelter. You use very little resources. As you can see, I'm using twigs. Nothing fancy here. And they could be small too. So you don't need anything big. Smoke from this fire is getting my face, but that's okay. Yeah, so you'd use twigs. You can put this right inside your shelter. The way that I had this one designed is that it's I can't necessarily feed it from the side. That'd be the one improvement that I would make to this, is if I could feed it from down here, and I probably could if I really wanted to, but I'm just feeding it from the top right now. And I might burn even more efficiently if okay, it's producing a little bit of smoke. I might be but that'll get going in a second. Meanwhile, in Troutland, oh my gosh, how hot! Ooh, that rock's hot. You gotta see this. Oh, so here's one of the reasons why I love cooking on hot rocks. Ugh. So it cooks it to like perfection. Oh, okay, here we go. Look at this. Can you see the juice coming right out of there? Check that out. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. So it's not overcooked, it's not undercooked, but but it's cooked spot on. So just giving my rocket mass a little air. It's yeah, here we go. The flames are going. I can give you a little tour around it. So we've got just the water sitting on top. Down underneath, I don't know if you can see, but fire's burning in there pretty well. And just have this clay that's all around. The clay is all around here. And just trying to get the major cracks taken care of. All right, so water's starting to get warm. Now, because I got this out of a stream, I have to bring it to a good rolling boil, especially since I got a polywog in the first one that I picked up. I want to make sure that there's nothing alive in there. So I once, back a long time ago, I think it was 1990, 1991, I found what I thought was a fresh spring behind my house and dug it out a little bit and began eating from it, or drinking from it rather. Ended up with intestinal parasites. Really not a good place for a 9-year-old to be. And since then, I make sure I'm quite fanatic about getting my water purified before drinking it, because nothing will take you out of a survival situation faster than dysentery, and it's not pleasant. I don't recommend it. I recommend boiling your water, being safe. So it's only been a few minutes. I already have steam coming up off of this. And remember, I'm just using twigs. So it's just a very, very efficient way to cook. The cool thing about it too is that it heats up all of the stones. So in a shelter situation, you have this thing inside, then your stones are heating up and they're producing radiant heat. So you heat something like this up and the fire will burn out during the night, but what you're left with is a mass of hot rocks that's going to be emitting heat throughout the night. So it keeps you nice and warm. And that's what my friends in northern India, how they would go about it, is they would all just sleep in the kitchen / family room in the wintertime so that they would stay warm. And we're talking like foothills of the Himalaya. Yeah, so let's get to eating this fish, because this just looks gorgeous. I should have brought the other half of the fish out here, but oh my gosh. Woo! No. Ah. This thing's hot still, but it is good. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Great thing about rocks like these too, so you get these rocks nice and heated up and cook on them, let it cool down, and then at night place it underneath your feet, underneath your back, bones, and then that way it just keeps you nice and warm throughout the night. Starting to get some surface bubbles here on my pot. Yeah, so I don't know how long it's been on there, maybe 10 minutes. But got some fire going in there now. Oh. So glad that it's trout season again. Oh my gosh. I have missed you, little guy. So, now we're cooking. Now this thing is going. I'm gonna get some more sticks broken up. This is one of the things about survival, is that you're constantly having to eat, tend to fires, make sure that everything else is going on well. I really like how I got this pretty well level. Definitely makes a big difference. I do wish that I'd spent a little more time, plugged up this hole right here. That would have allowed me to have a little more efficiency, and also plugged up, I have some vent holes right down here. Thin. Yeah. But that was part of the gill. Don't want to eat that. Oh, loving this fish. Loving the stove. It is going. Nothing like eating with your hands when you have clay and charcoal all over them. You know, just helps clean you out. wind. The wind is really intense today. So sorry if this is gross, but just bit of the dorsal fin. So I'm gonna go ahead, get these ribs out, and just yeah, that's much better. Just plucking the ribs from the top and pulling it down. Oh. You want to get all that skin, all those nutrients. That is great. Just gonna stick you on pause for a little bit. Finish this boiling up, and then we'll come right back to it. Just giving a 5-minute update. So, due to operator error, as I'd mentioned before, there's just a lot of little chinks, a lot of little gaps in there, and so it's just taken longer to boil than it would if I had sealed all that up and just had that pot going. But I think you can tell, if you look, there's steam starting to come out. So gonna go ahead, pause again for a few more minutes. We'll get this thing to a rolling boil, and then I'll have some nice Eastern Hemlock tea to drink. 5-minute check-in. Water's still steaming back there. Bunch of little bubbles down at the bottom, but we don't have that rolling boil that we're looking for yet. And really, it's because I just didn't button it up well enough. There's little cracks that I didn't quite get totally packed in with the clay, so I've got a bunch of heat escaping, but it's coming along, hopefully next few minutes. So stay tuned, we'll have this boiling quite shortly. Exciting time. The pot is finally starting to get to a little bit of a rolling boil. It's like coming and going right now, so I'm not gonna get too excited. I really wish that I had the cover for my pot, that this thing would have gone a while ago, but it's just starting to go. So you can do it! You can do it! It's coming. So, yeah, just wanted to give that update. I'm gonna let this thing really get to a good rolling boil, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like. All right, finally, we've got a boil going. So, it's a good rolling boil. The whole thing is going right now. Technically, all you need to do for water is to just bring it to a boil. A lot of people will say, oh, you need to have it boil for 10 minutes. It's not true. Anything over, I think it's like 180 degrees, I want to say, will that'll just kill everything. So I'm gonna go ahead. I like this. I like that it's boiling. Just gonna take it off now, and just gonna set it down here on my cooking stone. Gonna let that cool. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the Rocket Mass stove. It does burn really efficiently when you have it burning well. So this guy, it's a little bit different than other ones that I've made. In the past, I've just made them out of clay and used forms like logs to put the clay all around, both on the vertical and the horizontal, and then let that let the clay dry around it, and then shake the get the logs, shake them loose, and slide them out. And with that, they're rock solid, they're airtight, don't have to really worry about anything. With this guy, overall, worked really well. The what I would have done a little differently, so I didn't put anything right here. You can see there's a couple little gaps here because I was thinking, oh well, maybe I'll feed from the horizontal portion, and then that way I would not necessarily want to have such a long horizontal portion. Decided not to do that, so I had kind of air escaping there, and I don't know if you can see, but here, like as my clay started drying, started shrinking, and opened up some chinks in the armor, one might say, and allowed a bunch of heat to escape. So I would definitely make sure to button this up with a lot more clay so that it would really contain that heat a lot better. And lastly is I would get a top to my pot. Totally forgot about it when I left the house, but I would have had that thing boiling really quickly instead of like 15-20 minutes. So I'm just gonna show you what we've got. So it's like a lot has steamed off. I lost a lot of water from evaporation due to not having a top for the pot. So I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes until it's drinking temperature, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drink it. So got my hemlock tea. It's whoops, spilled out a little bit. It's boiled down quite a bit, so I didn't have a cover on it, so a lot of evaporation, but did get a good rolling boil in it. Feels safe to drink it, so I'm gonna go ahead. The like using white pine, spruce, hemlock has so much vitamin C in it that it really makes the water taste very citrusy. Winter citrus. Drinking deliciousness right here. Oh man. Would have been perfect to have right with the trout right away, but just didn't happen that way. operator error. The nice thing about this though, let's see if I can get, there we go. So the nice thing is that these stones are still like really hot. That's, I can only touch them for about 5 seconds without feeling like my fingers are gonna start burning. So that's one of the best parts about having a little rocket stove, is that it just heats up and just keeps emitting that heat for a long time. So all right, so rocket mass stoves in survival situations, great things, as well as cooking over some smooth stones. Yeah, so that's all I got for you right now.